Hi everybody. So today, as you can see, I've got my hairdo for lockdown because I haven't done my root, and plus it's absolutely boiling in my flat. So I've put my hair up so I'm more comfortable. And also, because I'm working with the energy of Archangel Michael, he does tend to make you feel very, very hot because he is one of the regents of the sun angels. So he will he will make you feel as if you're either overheating or that you're going through a hot flush like the menopause. So don't be worried if that's what happens to you. So today we're going to be doing a meditation to do with, basically he's given me strength and fortitude, because what's happening at the minute, a lot of people are getting worried, they're getting frightened. Hi everybody. They're getting very sort of feeling as if they want to give up, and what this is because apparently there's a lot of big energy changes at the end of this week, plus there's sort of a big energy flip next week. And what it is basically triggering you. It's triggering you to decide, do you want to join the club, so to speak, and be a part of the answer to what's going on, or do you want to sort of carry on as you are? But the thing is that what this meditation is for is to help you settle yourself down, release what fear it is that is really behind all this, and then for you to sort of get on with moving through this energy that's going on at the moment. So one of the big things about Archangel Michael is that I found over the years, he's not just about protection, he's also about pushing you forward, making you do things that you really don't want to do. And this is one of those meditations, is that it helps you to sort of stand your ground and go, no, I'm going to let this go. No, I'm going to do the job. And as I say, a lot of this going on at the moment, a lot of people feeling as if they want to give up. Why am I still doing it? Why am I bothering? Why has nothing shifted? Why am I still in the same place? And that's because you're coming up to a big surge, big change. And as has been said with other people, is that there's a dark night of the soul going on for humanity, which is re-evaluating your life. You've been put on hold to look at what really matters to you. What is it that I really want to do? And part of that is always the fear aspect, always being frightened to move forward because it's too big, or who am I to do it, and 101 things that go through your head. And this is all your ego trying to stop you from moving into something far greater, because as you move into something far greater, your ego shrinks. It becomes less and less. It's less important in your life. Like anybody who is put to the back or who becomes less and less in your life, if they either become understanding or they kick up a fuss. And with the ego, the reason the way they kick up a fuss is to make you frightened, is to make you fearful of doing what you really should be doing. So what we're going to be doing today is going into a meditation that will help you let go of what you need to let go, and then fortify you with the strength of Archangel Michael on your side. So what I'm going to do, okay, so I want you all to start getting nice and comfy. Just get yourself sat down in a nice space and start breathing yourself into the space. And then slowly close your eyes. And then I want you to see your heart energy start to expand until it's outside your body. Even if you can't see it happening, just say to yourself, my heart energy is expanding so it's outside my body, and it'll happen. And then we're going to send that energy straight through the top of our heads and just keep it going until it anchors into that divine light. And again, just as we say, set the intention, think, and it is done. And then bring that energy back down through your crown, all the way down back into your heart energy. And drop it down all the way through the ground towards that wonderful multi-dimensional crystal that is now a part of Gaia. And see your heart energy anchor in there. And then bring that wonderful energy all the way back up into your heart energy. And then see it, the two energies mix and mingle, go up and down and expand out, so they create a pillar of light that sits outside your aura. And again, just know, just think that that pillar of light will go outside your aura, whether you can see your aura or not. And now what's going to happen is Archangel Michael is going to step in front of you. He's going to take your hands and he's going to pull you towards him to stand on his feet. And then he's going to wrap his wings around you and he's going to fly you up through the air, out of the building you're in, out of the part of the world you're in, up into the air, above the planet. And then you're going to come out in a temple. And he's going to unfurl his wings. You're going to step off his feet. And then holding your hand, he's going to walk you towards a flame that's in the middle of the room. Now before you go to this flame, I want you to set the intention that any fear, any doubt, anything that is blocking you from moving into your next step, the person that you are to become in the next step, that you are going to let that go, so that your fear is no longer stopping you, no longer blocking you. Even if it's anger as well, all the negative emotions that you don't need. Just say, I'm going to let them go so I can move into my next phase. I'm not frightened anymore. I want to do it. And Archangel Michael will walk you up the steps in front of this flame, and together we'll walk through it. Very slowly, allowing the flame to burn away the different things as you walk through. you get to the other side, if you just shake yourself a little, just in case there's a little bit of ash of the negativity that needs to be got rid of, and do it. Then Archangel Michael will walk you down the other side. And he's going to walk you into a circle of angels. And those angels are going to start beating their wings. And what they're going to do is, they're going to just make sure that all that negative energy has been removed. All your fear, all your anguish, all your anger. And they're going to replace it with that wonderful divine connection that's going to support you in your next steps. And they might even make a tone to help shift anything as well, because these are the thrones. They're then going to stop beating their wings and making the sound. Archangel Michael is going to step into the circle with you, and he's going to pull you towards him and have you step on his feet again. He's going to circle you with his wings, and then you're going to fall through the floor of the temple. Very slowly start to move back towards the planet, back towards where you are from, where your body is, back to the part of the world that you are, back to the building that your body is in, then into the building, and then when you stop in front of your body, Archangel Michael is going to give you a final gift. He's going to hug you and connect his heart to yours, so that you are given the gift of strength and fortitude to help you as an extra for the next step in your path. And then he's going to disconnect your heart, unfurl his wings, and help you to step off his feet. He's then going to help you ground yourself back in your body, breathe yourself back in your body, make sure that every inch of you is back where it should be. Keep breathing yourself back into your body. And then he's going to close your chakras down so that they're at the right vibration for you to continue your day. He's going to double bubble you so that the bubble on the inside is the vibration you're at now. Bubble on the outside is the vibration that you'll be stepping into during the day. And his cloak of protection with a violet flame, so that you are safe while you're going around doing what you're doing. And he's going to add a little bit of that strength and fortitude into it as well, just in case. And then take a couple of nice deep breaths and come back into the room, eyes wide open. Make sure you're back, make sure you're in the room, make sure that you're looking round, And if you've got a drink, have a little drink. And then if you want to ask questions, I'm here to answer. Just to start off, as I said earlier, Archangel Michael is the Archangel of protection. He is the divine protector. He is the Archangel who, if you're ever in trouble, you just ask for him and he'll come and he will sort out the situation in whichever way is appropriate, because we don't realise what else is going on when these things happen. So we may ask for help with a certain situation, but there's a lot of other things going on around the situation. So he will look at the situation very, very quickly, and he will sort it out in the way that's most appropriate. So as always, he always says, just ask for help, and then we'll sort it out. And even if you can't think of who to help, as I said before, just ask the divine to send whoever can help. And 9 times out of 10 is Archangel Michael. So, he won't be offended, because his view is, sometimes people get frightened and they forget to ask. So I'll just wait until you sort yourself out and ask me. Archangel Michael is always aware of your greater purpose, because the thing is that as part of his protection, if he protects you from something you are supposed to be experiencing, he's not helping. Because sometimes we have to go through certain things so that we can become stronger, or that we learn how to help other people, or even help ourselves, because it may be that we're following a certain pattern all the time, and by allowing us to go through a certain event, he then helps us with our purpose, so that we are in the right place and the right vibration for what we are supposed to be doing. So say, for example, you're always helping certain types of people until there comes a point where you are actually being verbally abused, or that they are trying to avoid paying you, whatever. We'll just use that as a scenario. Is that you can ask Archangel Michael, can you help me with this? And what will happen is he'll send you someone who is both things together, to really push your buttons, to make you go, do you know what, I've had enough of this. I've really, really had enough. I'm not doing this anymore. And you rant and rave, why haven't you helped me, Archangel Michael? And he'll just stand there and go, well, what happened after that? And you go, well, I've stopped helping these sort of people, and I've made sure that they pay me before they have the session, etc. And he said, so it worked. And until you have the conversation with him about, well, why didn't you help me, he can't tell you what he did. So when you ask for his help and then you think that something hasn't happened to help you, ask him what is going on, and he will tell you why you had to go through what you had to go through. Because often, as I say, we sit there and we think that everything is going to be fluffy and wonderful because we're working with the angels, but sometimes they have to be quite strong and quite brutal with us to get us to see what mistakes we're making. And mistakes, in their view, is you're not aligning with your purpose and your path. So they will do something to make you align with your purpose and your path. Anything else? Because as I say, Archangel Michael, because he's a military man, a lot of people who encounter him find him quite in your face, but it's because he just cuts the quick, gets to the point. He's, sorry, but this is what's got to be done. He can be very loving, he can be very, affectionate, but on the whole, if he's got to do it, he will just, boom, this is what's happening, this is what you've got to do. And in some cases, he'll just keep repeating it. He'll just keep telling you. You can ask him the same question 100 times and he will say, this is what's happening. Because I asked him a question too many times and he just kept saying, it's sorted, it's sorted, it's sorted. To me, it looked like it wasn't sorted, but he said, it's sorted. Stop fretting, stop worrying. It's on its way, it's sorted. And then when it happened, I realised he did have it sorted. I just had to wait for everything to fall into place so that the event could happen. And that's the other thing, is patience, is that they're on a different timeline to us. They're on divine timing, which is that everything has to fall in line through the universe, or however big your path is, so that this event can happen. And you'd be surprised, if you had to see what was going on, how much had to be done. Archangel Michael will turn up in whichever form you need. So as our friends in Clearly Destiny has experienced, he will pop into the shop, call himself Mike, Michael, Mickey, but or even Michaela, and he will give them a hint as to who he is. But because you're in the flow of things, because you're too busy, you're looking after a shop or whatever, you don't realise until later the penny drops and they go, oh, that was Archangel Michael who just walked in. Or to yourselves, he may come as someone that, you know, seems very innocent, very quiet, and it's him, but he's using that persona so that you either pay attention to what he's saying because he doesn't want to be too forceful, or because that's the best way for you to take notice of what he is doing. He may come as the great archangel, or he may just come as someone who's very gentle and quiet, who is saying very strong words. Then you can feel the energy behind the words, but on the face of it, it seems very gentle. But you can feel what the words mean to you. And again, it's very personal. It's not something that everybody will understand. It's something that only you understand. That because it's very, you know, very, let me put it this way. I had a situation where I was off about the interaction I had with Archangel Michael. And what happened is that the person said, no, you're not connecting to him. So I got very upset. I thought, oh, I'm doing it wrong. Oh dear, oh dear. And this lady told me a story about her encounter with Archangel Michael as a hairdresser. Now that morning I was doing my hair, and I was drying it, and I said, oh, Archangel Michael, you know, can't you help me, or whatever. And he said, what do you think I am, a hairdresser? And that was the connection, to show me that he was the person that I was connecting to, but that what we must remember is we have a personal connection to that person, and the personal connection will be whatever way they feel is appropriate for you in that situation. Anybody got any other questions? No. The thing is, as well, with Archangel Michael, is that he will suddenly become the number one guide of someone who is a light worker, until they're at the point where he can hand them over to the new number one guide. Now, your number one guide is the person who basically looks after you. You have a gatekeeper and a number one guide, and both of them can overlap. The gatekeeper can be the one who, you know, you're not allowed to go near this person, but your number one guide is the person who allows anyone to interact with you. So they sort of, you know, yes, you can interact with this person, or no, you can't. And the reason why Archangel Michael takes over with light workers and light warriors for a certain amount of time is so that your energy is safe and you can get on with the work you're supposed to, so that you can then fortify your energy, you can get into where you're supposed to be. You learn how to protect yourself, and then your new number one guide, who will be working with you and then will allow certain energies to come through and work with you on healing or channeling or mediumship or whatever. They will then be at the level that's required for you as a light worker to connect with. Now the thing is with a lot of people is, again, he helps you for you to realise that as a light worker, you could be working with anybody. And what a lot of people, again, that's why we did the fear meditation, a lot of people think, who am I to work with Metatron, or who am I to work with the divine, or who am I to work with, Mother Mary? And the thing is that that's because you're at the right vibration. You've done the work and you're at the right vibration to work with that person, and that is why you are now on their team, should we call it, because you have then shifted from one level to the next, and then you can move into their team. So it's a bit like, someone explained to me once, it's a bit like a big corporation. So you're starting off at the basic level, you're the new person, and then as you gain experience and you gain skills, you will then move from department to department until you get to manager level, and then you go on to the next level and the next level. And as you all know, as you go higher and higher, you interact with different people of a different level, and it's a similar thing until, depending on how much work you do, you end up working with the big boss. Now the thing is, a lot of people get frightened by that, but it's not to be frightened, because that's your role at this moment in time. You've done the work and that's where you are. Archangel Michael will help anybody. So the thing is, children, have to say, are more in tune with the angels than we realise. They see them as different sorts of beings. Again, they may see them as animals, balls of light. They might even show themselves as fairies or whatever, so the child isn't frightened. But the thing is, and don't forget, the children up to a certain age, because they've come from where they've come from, they're used to seeing angels, they're used to seeing other beings, so they don't get that fear factor that we do when we have things going on. So children are helped by any of the angels, because they've got a better connection. They'll just turn around and say, oh, can you help me? And they know it's already there. We're the ones who put the block in and think, oh, will they help me? Oh, shall I ask? Children just do it, and they know that they're going to be helped. Archangel Michael doesn't worry about you thanking him, but it's all about the gratitude path. The more you are grateful for, the more comes your way. So even the little things, if you say thank you for something, you're telling the universe, you're telling the divine, more of this please. So that's why we should keep our mind on what we want, rather than worrying about other things, because it's sort of saying to the universe, oh, they're keeping their mind on this a lot. There must be something that they want. So that's why you have to say thank you for these wonderful gifts, thank you for your help, Archangel Michael, thank you for this. It's not because you've got to do it, it's because it helps your energy pull more and more positive abundance into yourself. And as far as stepping into your purpose, it's your choice. This is the one thing he would tell you. It's your choice. It's your choice whether you continue and you go into the higher levels, or you stay where you are. Because that's the other thing, is that you could be given tomorrow the Akashic records, and you'd be shown that you should be a certain thing. But as you go along through your path, you decide, you know what, it's too much, it's too big a role for me, I'm not ready for it. So you decide, I'm going to stop. And that again is why a lot of people aren't told what their big purpose is, because you block yourself. You'll see this massive purpose, and then you'll be absolutely terrified, or your ego will get so big it'll get in the way anyway, because your vibration won't be of the right level to carry out your purpose. So your best bet is always to just work a bit at a time. But Archangel Michael, as far as he's concerned, is not to say thanks to him, because is that he, as with all the angels and all the beings who work with and for the divine, their view is you should be worshipping the divine. You shouldn't be worshipping us. You shouldn't be giving thanks to us in the way that, oh, thank you. It should be thank you, as you would a friend. Just say the same sort of thank you would a friend, because they're not very happy about too much giving thanks. They'd rather you just say, oh, thank you for your help, that's wonderful, than go over the top, because again, in their view, you're taking it from the divine, and them. Maybe sometimes people, it would be better if you say something like, thank you divine for sending the wonderful Archangel Michael to help me, and thank you Archangel Michael for being there. So you're sort of asking for more. I hope that makes sense. Anybody else got any questions before I stop? Because the one thing that he wants you to do, he wants you to know that no matter what, is that all you have to do is ask for their help, and the archangels will be there. Yeah, because the thing is with the archangels is that they, should we say, the archangels are just sat there waiting. They're having a tea break at the moment, wondering, well, why aren't all these people asking us for our help? Because we'd sort that out in a minute, and we'd sort that out in a minute. So just ask. You're not taking them away from a job. You're not putting them out. That's their role. It's ask me, I'll help you. If Archangel Michael's in charge of you, you'll know about it, because he is like one of those, he's like a sports coach, definitely. He'll be, push, bang, 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 get going, come on, why aren't you doing this, why aren't you doing that, you're supposed to be doing this. And then if that doesn't work, he'll try another way to get you to do something, because he's not doing it for his betterment, he's doing it for you, because as they say, you're perfect as you are, but they want you to become the best version of yourself. And if he can push you into that, he'll push you. And if you say to him, yes, Archangel Michael, I'm ready to do the work, then he will expect you to be ready to do the work. So that's another thing. Always make sure that when you say that phrase, that you are ready to do the work, because as far as he's concerned, poof, there you go. You've agreed now. Let's go for it. Okay. Lucia, it's up to you. It's up to you whether you say it out loud or whether you say it in your head. It doesn't matter. They're a thought away. Archangel Michael says we're a thought away, so it doesn't matter, because sometimes you get too frightened, or your head is everywhere. Is that, as he says, if you can't say the words, just think it. Just say help archangels, or divine send me help, or whatever, because as I say, sometimes you can't say it. You just can't say the words, because whatever's going on with you is preventing you from saying the words. So just think, and they'll be there. Okay. And that's another big thing, is that he wants to let you all realise is that a lot of people are telling you have to do this, you have to do that. Again, I'm telling you this, but just try out what's the best for you, because it might be that you have to say the words out loud to have that connection, or you might have to think of his name, or you have to write his name down. It's all these 101 different ways of connecting to him. Just try them out. Just see which one is the best for you. And also in certain situations, because it might be in one situation it's better to do write the name down, or it might be say the name, or it might be think about them. So it doesn't matter which archangel or angel, it's just try it out and see which one works the best for them. It might even be a scent, you know, it might be that a lot of people use frankincense to call in the archangels as a group. So, you know, again, it might, you know, that scent in a burner when you're meditating to help you connect to the archangels, or when you're doing a healing, you know, just try it all out, see which ones work for you. And you know, as I said, it's a personal thing. Me myself, I think it, because you know, sometimes you get so stressed, it's just I'm just thinking it rather than going through all the paraphernalia. I need something fast. But other people may like to take their time and do the whole thing, set up, you know, the crystals and the scents and the symbols and whatever. It's not wrong. It's whatever you feel is appropriate for that time and that situation. Okay. So any more questions? Any more? Yeah, yeah. Frankincense is very good, very good. But another one that's rose sometimes is very good for a connection with Archangel Michael, as well as with Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene. So sometimes you might, you know, it's that look it up, see who the scent is associated with, because you know, you might be able to call in a couple of people at once rather than just the archangels. So again, if you only want the archangels, then set that intention that as you burn it, that's all you want to come and work with you. Or you just leave it open to whoever serves the light to come in who's associated with that scent. That's another way of doing it. But again, it's all personal, because the person that you're giving a healing to may not like any of the scents that you've chosen. So again, it's asking the person that you're giving the healing to check, you know, are you happy with scents or whatever, so that they, you know, they're not just sitting there putting up in the healing when really they could have turned around and said, I don't like the scent of this because of this. Which I know I've talked to some people and they said that there's some people, they associate certain scents with certain people or certain events. So that, again, it's always check the person, you know, when you've got that initial chat with a person, when you take them on as a client, is ask them, you know, is there anything that I could use that you're not happy with, so that when you're doing so that you can carry on with your free healing, but that you're not doing things that upset the client. And also, you can ask Archangel Michael to prevent clients you don't want from coming to your premises as well. You may choose to do it distantly with those sort of people, but energetically ask him to prevent them from coming to your premises as a client, because they're not appropriate for you and the sort of healing you do. So you can ask him for help with things like that as well. Or even workshops or meditations, you can ask him to do that. He will stop the people who are disruptive or of the wrong energy for that workshop from being able to attend. And if certain people do attend, then you have to ask, what is the purpose behind these people being at this workshop? What is it I have to learn, or what is it they have to learn as part of what's going on? Okay, so if there's no more questions, I'm going to finish for today. Oh, okay. Well, everybody have a really good day, and just see how you interact with Archangel Michael. So I'll leave you all for now. Goodbye.